What's up everyone, and welcome back to another ladder story featuring Artosis. Today's game, we're on Eclipse 1.3. I find it hard to believe that Eclipse survived so many years on the ladder pool. It's only recently been removed from the most recent ladder that we have now in 2026, but here we're on the back end of the 2025 ladder and we still have this map. Artosis' absolute favorite. His opponent today is a semi-pro. It is Quickly. So should be a good game, depending on how seriously Quickly wants to take it. Looks like he's just starting with a pylon in base. So pylon scout tells me gas steal. Gas steal on Eclipse is almost the meta. I would actually say it probably is. Like, it's just so absolutely standard. So not going to be a surprise to see a gas steal come through here. And yeah, Artosis is playing in this beautiful purple. Quickly's got this lovely teal color. And looking forward to what is going to be a pretty fun macro game today. So we've enjoyed unbelievable growth and overwhelmingly appreciated feedback from the community over the past couple of months. I just want to say thank you so much, guys, for the support. If you are a regular viewer of the channel and you haven't subscribed yet, please do show some love by giving me a sub. And of course, that little like button has never hurt anyone, so give him a little tap and I will be very, very, very grateful. So we have our probe being annoying, harassing here, gas stolen. There's a couple of responses that Terran can have to this. Once you have a scouting SCV in your opponent's base, you can see it's not proxy, so then you can throw up a second barracks. You can do a pretty quick expand. You do have a number of options. I'll be curious to see what Artosis chooses to do today. This probe is so annoying, bro. Like, it has quite low. He's only got like one more hit on him, so he can't really afford to harass too much more. So Artosis now is going to send this SCV down, probably just to establish. So he does see. Okay. So you're just going with a zealot, probably expand, I would guess. He hasn't taken gas himself, so zealot expand does seem to be the way to go. Artosis obviously cannot make a factory, so doesn't really have much choice but to expand, and he loses his scouting SCV to a probe. That's going to be a little bit tilting for sure. It's now going to do his 2 zealot expand. Artosis making a bunker here just to lay the foundations to be able to expand himself, and should be able to get rid of this offensive gas and get on with his build. So does he have anybody in the bunker? He does. So zealots aren't going to do much of anything, and obviously this start does benefit Protoss, so Protoss will have a nice economic edge. But I also think it's a very, very player position for Artosis. His command center is not going to be that far behind his opponent's nexus, and he should then just be able to transition into the standard sort of build. So he'll get his gas up. He'll be able to probably then make 2 factories. He'll take a second gas pretty quickly once this is up, and everything will then normalize. Protoss himself is not getting his gas, and probably core, and all of the normal things. He's got 2 fairly useless zealots that are here, but it'll kind of block this. So we could run by here, actually, and I think that run by is fairly viable. Potentially missing a trick here is Quickly. So guys, for those of you that are not familiar with the rhythm of the channel, we are now showing up each and every day. On Wednesdays and Saturdays, we're doing a cheese game, which is something like a failed rush or a cheese of some sort. And then the other 5 days of the week, we're bringing you a nice macro game like today's game. We're going to be mixing in more types of games. We're going to be doing some retro games, some best Broodwar games of all time, some Artosis games on the ladder, some Pro League games that the pros have played recently. So a nice mix for all to enjoy. I really do value feedback. So even though I cast, probably like today's date is the 21st of March, right? So you can see, judging by what the date is that you're actually watching this, how far in advance I do make content. So it's the only way that this is viable for me because of my sort of work schedule and other stuff like that. And the only real downside is if there's feedback that I really need to take on board, I tend to respond to it quite slowly because I've banked up a bit of content in advance. So if I have an audio problem and I've done a batch of games, then it impacts more than one game. It is frustrating, but it does happen. If there's certain things that you guys want me to like stop doing or do differently, I definitely want to take it on board and listen, and I do, but it does come with a bit of a lag. So I only ask that you guys bear with me while I just try a little bit of trial and error to see exactly what it is that people want to see and enjoy. But what I am getting is so much good constructive feedback and support from the community. It really, really helps, and it's also really, really appreciated. So I just want to say thank you again to all of the regular commenters and people that support my channel. You know who you are, and I'm really, really grateful to each and every one of you. All right, so we're getting our robo. We got an observatory. We're getting range. We're adding another couple of gateways. So it's pretty much just 3-gate observer. So standard stuff from quickly. He probably will go Reaver. I don't want to predict too preemptively here. Also wants to take a third. This is one of the other things that this gas steel affords you on Eclipse is a free I nearly said a 3, but a free third base, and he doesn't actually throw it down yet, surprisingly enough. Seems to be waiting for an invitation. I don't know from what. So 3 Dragoons on the way. He may actually send them just to put a bit of pressure on the bunker. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Nexus now has gone down, so all pretty smooth stuff. If you think about what you can get on Eclipse, this is pretty tame, all things considered. Artosis has sort of blossomed into his build quite nicely now. He's got 2 factories, getting his upgrades, getting Goliaths to block any potential Reaver play, along with turrets. So it's pretty much safe from everything. It's a little bit of a catch-all build, but it doesn't really have too much choice. That turret will be firing on an observer. There it is. First siege tank and siege mode is on the way. So he's gone siege mode. He's not going to have mines for ages, right? So this just affords Protoss so much freedom to macro up. He is going to go Reaver. There we go. So we'll see how we defend this. We're doing a whole bunch of games on the bounce today, so we are hydrating in between casts. It's actually quite fun because you get into the zone a little bit. Like your first game, you're kind of warming up and getting into the swing of things, and then when you're doing sort of game 4 or 5, I suppose there's 2 ways it can go. You can start to get a bit tired, and then the other one is you can just go, oh my god, I really freaking enjoy doing this. And I think you do go through probably both of those feelings when you're doing a batch like I tend to do. So I record most of my games on Saturdays and Sundays, and then we just distribute them with the strategy that we have, which has worked pretty decently so far. I think my only frustration has been when I've recorded a game and then I look on YouTube and a week later somebody else has released it. I'm like, ah. Anyway, we have taken steps to avoid that ever happening again, and I'm pretty happy with the new approach that we've taken. Once again, we've got a lonely scouting marine who's... Imagine this is your lot in life. Hi, I'm Michael. I work for the Artosis army. He's my general. I started well. I was with my friends. We battled. We faced zealots together, dragoons. And then I was sent here to this ledge to just contemplate life, to stare at some skulls. And I haven't been told to move again, and I will not. I will not go. I will not go to the toilet. I will not eat. I will not drink. Every now and again, I will turn to the left and turn to the right. And this is me, guys. Alrighty, so our goon... Oh my god, I have a bad feeling here. You don't have this many goons here for Christmas. Our shuttle has arrived. And he has kind of been... He poked in here, had a looky-loo, and then disappeared. Look at this sub-9-minute command center from Artosis. What is going on? How many donations did he get to have to make a quick third base? I want to know. Alright, so we're doing double shuttle. So much of shuttle. Let's go, baby. Templar Archives on the way. Another shuttle on the way. This is like seriously shuttley stuff, man. Shuttley. Yep, that's a word. I just made it up. What do you want from me? So in shuttle number 1, we've got 4 zealots. And in shuttle number 2, we've got Reaver and 2 zealots. So this is going to be interesting, to say the least. All right, let's go. What do you got? What do you got? Anticlimactic, guys. So it's going to have to back away here. So Artosis seems to want to, I think, just spread into this area to be able to take a third base behind it. I don't think Quickly's going to have much of a choice, but he is going to have to actually concede that position. The shuttles have delayed the establishment of the... Does he have the, whatchamacallit upgrade? The scarab damage. He wants to try and kill all of these depots. Come on, depots. Okay, there goes one. Picks it up. Where are these zealots still firing? Dud? No, it didn't quite dud. Over here. There we go. 110. Kills the Reaver. Kills the shuttle. Pretty well blocked, really. I mean, okay, it's annoying to be supply blocked, but Artosis didn't lose too much by way of SCVs. And I don't think that that did a hell of a lot. We're now making zealots. We're making another shuttle. We're expanding to a fourth base behind this as quickly. So, Jesus, his explosions of gateways is just nuts. He's going double robo, so this is the most pro style you can play, right? Which is the High Templar, lots of robo, lots of shuttles, and it's very, very difficult to play against this if you're Terran. You need insanely good APM to do this. But his name is Quickly, right? So it kind of stands to reason. Just push those buttons quickly, baby. Let's go. Okay, so we are still... This is brilliant. This is brilliant. So Quickly will probably win this game because he's a much better player than Artosis, right? So what it does make us think about, though, is why. So one of the main whys that he's going to win is that Artosis has had this command center built for 4 minutes and has not been able to land it. That's probably, if I can put it down to one single thing, that'll probably be why he wins this game. He's teched up and he's macroed up and he's made gateways and shuttles and all those other things. Those things obviously all matter, but the main strategic reason he wins is that base denial. These little drops are annoying, but they're good. Also knows exactly where Artosis' army is, controlling the map really, really well here. Probably expand to a number of other areas as well. Also still just doing his absolute utmost to delay this base. And the consequences of delaying this base for Artosis is just massive in the context of the game. We've got the capacity here. Michael moved. So remember, he was there on the ledge contemplating life. He was now ordered to go stand here by the Marines and die. Goodbye, Michael. You had a good run, mate. You had a good run. RIP. Okay, so another expansion over here, which is what I was expecting. So controlling the map, macroing up, not engaging in a potato fashion. I think this is important. Just kind of waiting patiently for good engagements. I don't think there are too many here to be found. Lots of vultures here. Artosis is potentially looking at challenging, but doesn't know that there's no base here. He's got no cannons or anything, so he may actually have to respond there real quickly. I like this fight for our Protoss though. This water though doesn't make it a little bit difficult to engage well, but the shuttles bomb so many zealots on top of the tanks. It's a good spread, and the vultures are doing some pretty good body blocking, but he's getting some good cut through here. The one thing we're not seeing too much of yet is Storm. Does pull away when he's down to just Dragoons. It's good control. So this is the one opportunity where I think Artosis missed a trick. He had these vultures and didn't scout this position. He only scouted up here. So maybe he'll go there now. Here do come the cannons, but I think this Proby's days are done, man. Or are they? This probe lives, dude. No, he doesn't live. Okay. Shuttles again. Boop. Very nice. Oh my god, the drags! Oh! Beautiful. Really, really good game. Very, very good game, this. And I don't think this one going to survive. He's sending the shuttles here to try and save this. See how we go. There's nothing else that we need to see, so we can have a quick look here. What does he drop? Zealots? Yeah, no, bro. That's not gonna work. Goons coming across, and they've just stopped here. Was this where you wanted us to go? Okay, we'll wait for further instructions. Okay, he has decided he wants this Nexus to die, apparently. Oh, now he decides to move them now when there's just mines to be chowed. Buy mines, buy mines. He's gonna let this Nexus go. Really? This is pretty suboptimal stuff. Let's wait for the observer. Is this Nexus really gonna survive? Wow, dude. Only just, but it does. You can see that Artosis has just been contained into this corner. Like, yep, he has had some vultures running around here. Those now have been tidied up. But for the most part, he's just kind of stuck here. He's expanding here as well. Like, he's taking the entire map, dude. Crazy. But that's the key. Delaying the third. Taking the whole map. This probe also. Sorry, bro. You had a good run. So where is Quickly's units and what is he making? At the moment he's just getting a couple of upgrades and a few cannons. Not macroing anything out anyway. Now does make a round of macro. A couple of zealots and a goon. And now he's maxed out. 60 probes total. Probably did lose a couple here and there. Probably a few short considering the amount of bases he has. Artosis does discover this and sees 3 cannons and decides to pull away. Trying to land and establish a fourth of his own here. I think this is probably the window that Quickly will take to try and challenge this. Just going to keep an eye on what those vultures do. It looks like they decided not to do much. Here in the top left corner of my screen. Oh my god, the drags, bro. And the storm. It's so good the way they play this style. It's so APM intensive. These depots and stuff are proving a little bit of a distraction and kind of bugging the AI of the players. He's going to siege up here. Ah, clever. Okay, so he's going to kill that by using siege tanks, killing the cannons. This is going to force a response. He's sending some High Templars. Has to storm them individually, but the couple of Goliaths have arrived. Getting some Zealots and Goons to tidy this up, but this is going to become a bit more of a nuisance for Quickly. He's going to have to get something that isn't a High Templar with storms to deal with this. So the last Goliath is here, and the Zealots will take care of him. Artosis has got this up and running successfully. He's played really well, guys. Quickly is unbelievably good, and he's giving him a very good game. So seems to want to just establish and entrench his army into this position, but it is forcing him to spread out, which is definitely providing a few openings to our Protoss, who's expanded again here, pretty much taken every single base. So every base on this Eclipse map is now taken. So if you ever want to call that the most macro-y macro game, then that is exactly what you're getting. So Quickly is once again fully maxed out. Got look at the number of shuttles, bro. This is going to be what you want to see when you look at this next engagement. Shuttles will be in the lead. The rest of the army will follow. And it'll be a very nice. Artosis here once again pushing the space. Probes are evacuated. I think we're going to get a fight on 2 fronts. So knowing that a lot of Artosis' army is here, I think Quickly is going to push the central position. And here we go. There's just not enough Artosis here to hold this, I don't think, especially with the imminent drags and storms. So he's burning through this pretty quickly. The supplies are pretty close, but he's getting right into the natural. The one shitty thing about Eclipse, okay, there's a few of them, but there is no place to make any production anywhere else, so Breaking the main is really, really painful for Terran because that's where all of his units are being produced. A couple more storms and engagements here. He's basically knocked this base down and then sent a lot of the tanks that were there to try and intercept this main fight. But Artosis has just been absolutely torn through here. Done nothing wrong, just played against a player of superior skill. This is a really, really solid and good strategy from Quickly. Very, very nicely executed. And I think that's really going to be what all it comes down to. And the delaying of that third base, which was excellently done. Artosis played an excellent, excellent match. Just a little bit of a skill gap. That's the only thing that I'll say. Sending in some more units here. Probably to challenge this latest source of income. Here we go. Up the hill. Showering a few mines along the way. And Artosis does a respectful GG. Really, really good game. Quickly played. Unbelievably well. Artosis gave a brilliant account of himself on what is a notoriously challenging map for Terran. Nicely done, guys. I hope you really enjoyed this. I had a lot of fun. Like I said earlier, if you haven't subscribed yet to the channel, please do. Hit that like button. It helps discovery and all those algorithmically good things. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Until then, take it easy. Bye-bye.